sentenced to 3 years imprisonment for failing to comply with sex offender registration requirements out of Madison County, Texas. And it looks like that, strangely enough, allegedly occurred in 2016, and he was sentenced in 2024, 8 years later.
8 years for a case to reach sentencing? That's wildly unusual. Delays like this can happen if a defendant absconds or the case bounces between jurisdictions, but it instantly raises eyebrows. What exactly was happening in those missing years?
Which is mystical. That's an odd situation. I don't know what the deal is on that, but nonetheless, the defendant has a previous conviction for a similar offense, failing to comply. So it's not like you don't know that it has consequences if you fail to honor the conditions of law.
If I may, I previously, up until just the past couple of years, I've been pretty much homeless, going from place to place, sleeping on couches and whatnot. And I've recently been married and have now.
Here comes the classic plea for mercy, and who can blame him? But with a decades-long criminal record, can words really outweigh history? What do you think? Should a clean start erase old crimes?
Basically, Doc started to stabilize my life, and I'm wanting to get on the right track and put all this behind me. And I'm just hoping that I could throw myself at the mercy of the court.
Put this in context, and I'll start off with, it's never too late to do the right thing.
Yes.
And to make the right choices. But according to this pre-sentence report, you've been committing crimes for 30 years. But I'm just talking 30 years. I mean, that's what it says. 1995, you were with the DWI, then DWI second, probations. You've had probations revoked, drug possessions, probation, drug possession, paraphernalia probation, possession of marijuana, DUI in 07. And then we then kind of jumped over to the more serious crimes of several cases in 07 where you were put on probation, and then that was revoked. And then you were, so you got, I'm looking at 6 convictions from that cluster.
That line right there seals the mood in court. When a judge quotes a probation report like that, it's a polite way of saying, we've tried everything, and nothing works. At this point, leniency is slipping off the table.
Of cases that you were placed on probation that you later, it looks like it was probation in 2007 out of Collier County, Florida. And then those were revoked in 2011. And you were sentenced to prison. Then after that, you have that failure to comply with sex offender registration and pick up 3 years out of Madison County. And then here we are. I think that's, so never too late to do the right thing.
Yes.
But I wish you had done it before you picked up this last case. You see the recommendations from the probation office. And they do always a great job, and they're forthright, and they hate to see failures because of our track record that we're very proud of and success on probation. But based on discovered findings, it seems neither jail nor probation has been a deterrent for the defendant's conduct. Therefore, prognosis for completing any probation successfully is poor. Well, you can see what they're telling me. Y'all got an uphill battle here to convince me to place him on probation in light of his rich criminal history here. But See what happens. Go ahead.
Judge, before I begin, I have two defendant's exhibits that are letters from his wife and from his cousin that I would like to offer to you and into.
You're gonna call those like defense exhibits 1 and 2?
Yes, sir. They've been marked. But they represent the current support system that Mr. Ramirez has from his wife and from his cousin. He has job opportunities that will come if he is placed on this probation. He has family members who are giving him a sense of stability that is clearly and has not been reflected over the last major parts of his life. I know that it was mentioned that
The defense leans hard on redemption, family, marriage, stability. It's a strong emotional play. But it's a tough sell against a 30-year track record. The question is, does change matter more than consistency in the eyes of the law?
jail nor probation is a deterrent for the defendant, but to me that seems like even more of a reason to give him another chance given this new sense of stability that he has with his family. He knows what he did was wrong. He is not inclined to make the same mistake again. I think given his new set of circumstances that he has currently that are positive in the sense of having that family support, having that spousal support, being able to make the difference and know the difference between right and wrong would weigh towards him being successful on probation at this point. Everybody deserves the chance to do that. I think that given the opportunity, he would show this court that he has changed, he has evolved, he is thankful for that new support system that he has. And this could be a really good chance for him to be successful on a form of probation. Do you have anything else you need to say?
Let me ask you, when did your life change, take this renaissance of change?
The last time I was, or basically the last couple of years that I've spent in prison.
About when would you say this changed for making better choices?
Well, it said the last time I was arrested to serve my 3 years. The time that I spent in prison basically showed me that, yes, I can't be doing this anymore. I need to move on.
The Madison County situation?
The Madison County conviction, yes, sir.
I think his wife provided a lot of support in that too, and it's notated that they got married around.
When were you sentenced there at that in Madison County? It doesn't make sense. This says this all occurred in 2016, and then I'm looking at it, what purports to be a conviction on April 15th of 2024, a year ago.
That's
3 years. Is that right?
It was
So
8 years until it was resolved.
why did it take that long? How could something like that languish for so long? Okay, I don't know. So when was when was the change in your life?
This last prison sentence that I served for Madison County, I saw that it was time to straighten my act up, basically, and do the right thing.
Okay. I'm looking at the probable cause affidavit here because something doesn't make any sense. It says on Saturday, March 9th of 2024 at approximately 12:47.
And there it is, the bombshell question. A full decade of failing to register as a sex offender. The judge isn't just asking, he's testing credibility. 10 years on the run, would you buy this man's redemption story?
I, Detective Boudreaux, and this is with the, he was Grove's Police Department detective, and they do a great job. Arrived at this Lee Street address in Groves to locate a sex offender who has failed to register since 2014 for a decade. Was that right? Or is he falsifying an
Well,
affidavit?
I wasn't here. I wasn't in Texas. I was in, between Texas and.
I'm going to ask you one more time the question. This says you had failed to register since 2014 as a registered sex offender properly. Is that true or not?
Yes, sir. That's true.
Why do I have to pull that out of you? So it was a decade had gone by.
Yes.
But I mean, here you were living here, and I thought you had inferred that your life had changed for the better once you got married. But you're still a fugitive. How can you live like that? Any day somebody walks up to the front door and goes, "We got you." Finally. And you can't expect to be running for 10 years and not have the sky fall.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But like I said, we're going back 30 years. You've been in the system for 30 years. Are you saying finally now you got it?
Like I said, it's all started the last stint that I did in prison.
When did you do your last stint in prison?
I was just recently released.
When did you do your last stint in prison? When did you begin prison? Was it when the police in Groves got you?
No, that April 24th, or that April 15th of 2024 conviction from Madison County judge.
When he resolved the charges from
When they come up to get him on March 9th, and then they arrest you, right? The police arrest you on March 9th of last year from Groves? Is that right?
No.
Yes, that's the date. March 11th is the offense date, but
It says on Saturday, they arrived and locate who is a sex offender. Upon speaking with the resident, I learned he does still live at this residence, listed as absconder out of Madison County. I located him in November. I located Ramirez in November 2022, but he failed to register after being advised he was required to. He served time in Jefferson County Jail from August 23 until October 23. At this time, he still has not reported. So I guess they did not take you into custody that day. You must have gone into custody after that.
that's why I received charge, because the offense date is not until March 11th, which is only 2 days later, but
He was indicted and charged in 22. That's what the officer is referring to about the November date, Judge.
but then
That case was dismissed because of the Madison County 3-year sentence.
He's living here. When is he taken into custody? I guess
I'm
that's
checking, Judge.
I never see how contrived he is. He's aware. I mean, he's living here. You were living there when the police showed up, but you weren't actually there. But that's where you were residing. Otherwise, right? Okay, I want to know.
Yes, sir.
So you would know immediately if you weren't there. Somebody would have tipped you off. They just showed up looking for you. So, how much time after March 9th did you do the right thing after 30 years of playing cat and mouse with the system here? I'm going to know how that happened. I mean, did you turn yourself in, or did they finally catch you? It's an easy answer. You know this.
Yes, sir.
What? They caught you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. See, I don't, you got to hold this out. So you really didn't, you knew about it, but why didn't you, when you heard that now you're caught in like a mouse in the trap, why did you continue to abscond? Bad choice?
Yes.
Your Honor, the jail records reflects that he spent 10 days in jail on a failure to register as a sex offender back in August of 2022.
And that's the hammer dropping. After all the talk of mercy and change, the state draws a line, 5 years, no deals. It's the classic clash between rehabilitation and accountability. So what do you think? Should the system ever gamble on second chances?
He then spent another 60 days on that same charge after it was indicted in 23. That was the case that in your notes reflects was dismissed because of the Madison County charge. He was then arrested in